Good evening, LJ. Yeah, really nice to have you with us tonight at the Caisse de dépôt for this Montreal Venture Forum. I know that you have a very interesting path as a successful entrepreneur that became an investor. So can you just talk to us about your story and the way you did it?
Sure, thank you for having me. My career really started as an undergraduate student at the University of British Columbia. I took a company out of the university, and later actually a second company. When I sold that second company, I realized that commercializing university technology is a lot harder than it needs to be. Already startups are in general very hard, but at the university there are cultural and structural barriers that make the job even harder. And so my current venture, TandemLaunch Technologies, we are a mix between a seed fund for university innovation. We invest up to $1 million into university concepts, as well as an incubator where we take the university inventions with the funding that we provide and actually provide staff, provide facilities, developers, industry connections, all the things that are necessary to build a thriving company around the university invention.
So you're not just investing, you're like a co-entrepreneur.
Exactly, that's exactly it. We come into the venture often as co-founders. We provide senior leadership as well as operators. So we have, at TandemLaunch, we have a pool of development engineers, marketing people, accounting, and so forth. And we basically jumpstart a little company. So an investor arrives, an inventor arrives, on day one he has a great idea, on day two he has a company of 5-6 people, $500,000 in the bank, and the connections to bring that to a product.
Do your experience as an entrepreneur is useful to help them?
Yes, absolutely. It's useful in two ways. Obviously, having built companies successfully gives me a perspective on what to do and how to guide the inventors. The other part that's very useful is I built all my previous startups in the university context. I was an undergrad student for the first one, I was a PhD student for the second one, and so I understand the cultural environment of universities, I understand the barriers, I understand that if you're an investor and you tell the university professor that he can't publish, then you're going to have a problem. So you need to live within their cultural system.
That's good. You're working in Montreal now, but I know that you have an experience through all over the world. You did to work with other places in the world too.
Absolutely. So we're based in Montreal, but our focus is domain specific, not geography specific. So we're focused on consumer electronics, videos, cameras, software, but we work with universities across the world. So right now we have university partners on 4 continents. We've made investments in 4 or 5 countries. We found technology out of 5 countries. We bring the technology to Montreal, build companies here in Montreal, but the origin is wherever there are smart people.
Okay, fine. So what are the synergies you see between Montreal and these other places you work with?
Well, from our perspective, we do a lot of business with European universities, with North American universities. Our customers in the consumer electronics space are often in Asia, Korea, Japan. So in some sense, Montreal is geographically in a nice center point. That's convenient. An additional benefit for us is that Montreal has a very diverse culture, and so from a perspective of bringing innovators here, there's some very good tax credits as well. It's not as disruptive as bringing them to other environments. And then last but not least, Montreal has a fairly strong video technology community, both in the creative sense, but also in terms of soft image and other big companies that are around here that have a lot of engineering capability.
That's fantastic. And do you have also partnership with other group or investor from other places internationally?
Yeah, so we don't have any formal partnerships because of the nature of what we do, but we do have a lot of relationships with 2 groups of people. One, later stage investors, because often we provide the seed stage investment and we get the technology to the sort of first level, and then there's an opportunity for later stage investors to get involved and bring it to the next level. Okay. And the other group of people that we have very tight connections with, including formal connections, are corporate venture capital entities from major consumer electronics companies that either acquire our technology or in fact take it to the next level through investment or productization.
So you have a very important strategic network.
Yes, absolutely.
Innovator, investors, and people from the enterprises to make it. So it's very interesting. For you, what is your vision about the next big thing that you see, the next nice thing that you're looking at?
The next big space, I think, in consumer electronics is human-computer interaction. We come into the world where the old paradigm of working with your computing device with a keyboard and a mouse in a desktop environment, that's coming to an end. We have tablets and other touch devices are starting to dominate. We have voice recognition with the Apple Siri coming out. That will only get better. We've made several investments, and so have many others, in gesture recognition. We've now actually made an investment into a company that does gaze tracking, so the device knows where you're looking at. Basically, there's going to be a shift in consumer electronics where interacting with your computing device is going to be like interacting between you and me.
So we're very glad to see the vision you have and the kind of opportunity. I really wish that the next big things about human-computer interaction can have like a kind of partnership and have a relationship with the Montreal strength that we have here.
So do we. I live here, so my goal is to make Montreal as strong as I can.
Yeah, that's the same for us. So, I mean,
Thank you, Martin.